My marriage to Alex was a nightmare. He was a spineless mama's boy, and his mother was a controlling nightmare. My name is Sarah, and I'm 35 years old. I want to tell you about the wild roller coaster ride that was my marriage to Alex. So grab a seat and let me spin this tale for you. You see, I met Alex at a friend's gathering, one of those events for people over 30. He stood out with his tall, slender frame, but his soft-spoken introduction didn't grab much attention, except mine. He said family was the most important thing to him, and that instantly connected us. I felt the same way. My family, including my dad, mom, and college-going brother, meant the world to me. We'd been through tough times together, and that had only strengthened our bond. Fast forward, and I find myself marrying Alex. But here's where things get complicated. Alex, the soft-spoken guy who once called me Emmy, turned out to be self-centered, and he started calling me Emily right after we tied the knot. It caught me off guard, but I figured it was just the result of us becoming closer. Then came the disagreements. Alex's mother, now my mother-in-law, had an unhealthy attachment to him. She was always curious about my salary and my family's financial situation, mostly about money. She even suggested separate bedrooms and didn't want kids, saying they'd be loud and a lot of work. She hoped they wouldn't look like me. It struck me that Alex's decisions were heavily influenced by her. One day, I found them sleeping in the same bed, which made me want to never share a room with Alex again. And his obsession with expensive bicycles and that ridiculous shed in the backyard didn't help matters. I couldn't help but feel annoyed every time I saw it. So I mustered up the courage to ask Alex's mother about her frequent visits, and she mentioned he was working out of state and sending money home. I couldn't help but feel bad for his father. But what really shook me was when I saw her using the same knife for meat and fruit. That gave me chills, and she left me with a creepy feeling. When she asked, "What are you staring at?" So creepy, I knew I was in for a bumpy ride. The frequent visits, her bullying, and the way Alex had changed made me doubt our future together. I couldn't ignore the fact that his mother held immense influence over him, more than I could handle. I asked Alex, "Why did you marry me?" He didn't seem to harbor any affection for me, and I considered divorce seriously for the first time. Could I continue with Alex like this? I wondered. One day, I noticed something amiss in our living room. It felt emptier, and I soon realized that many items from my family were missing. I looked everywhere, my bedroom, Alex's room, and the shed in the backyard. But they were gone. Alex came in, noticed my distraught look, and asked, "What's up? Why is your hair all messed up?" I asked him about the missing items, and he shockingly replied, that junk." I threw it out. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He called my family's belongings junk and referred to my family as trashy. He even said, "My mom really liked this house, so I decided she should live here too." When I remained silent, he grew irritated and asked if I had a problem. I just smiled and said, "Sure thing. I'll tidy up." Deep down, I was fuming. Just as he wanted, I decided to clean everything up neatly. I wished he and his beloved mother would go to hell together. The next morning, my phone wouldn't stop ringing, and it was Alex on the line. His business trip was over, and he had told his dad everything. I had contacted a realtor, sold the house, and demolished it. It was just an empty lot now, and I had even packed up our belongings, including his stuff. Alex was frantic, but I wasn't going to be swayed. You might be wondering, why the drastic step? Well, Alex had crossed a line. He had belittled my family, and I couldn't forgive that. I was determined to move on and create a better life for myself. I told him that the house and everything inside were things I had owned since I was single. His mother knew that too. I also mentioned that the shed was the only piece of land I owned and that it would be best for them to remove it as soon as possible. As you can imagine, Alex's mother wasn't pleased with my stance. She called me a wife and said I should know my place, implying that I should just quietly listen to Alex and his mother. Her unreasonable accusations only solidified my resolve. We were complete strangers now, and I had covered all my bases with solid evidence. I told her that they should expect to hear from the lawyer soon and that she should handle it. As for their whereabouts, I declined to tell her. We were strangers, and I had no desire to meet them again. After that fateful call with Alex and his mother, my life took a new direction. I decided to focus on rebuilding and finding my own happiness. The divorce process was underway, and it was far from easy. The legal battle over the division of property was contentious. I had documented every step, every piece of evidence, and every conversation. My lawyer assured me that I had a strong case, and it was clear that my family's belongings and property were rightfully mine. While the legal battle raged on, I had to find a temporary place to stay. I relied on friends and reached out to my own family for support. The sense of unity and strength that had always been a part of my family was now a source of solace. They stood by me throughout the tumultuous process, and I couldn't be more grateful. As I began to rebuild my life, I also started to reflect on what had gone wrong in my marriage with Alex. It was apparent that his attachment to his mother had become toxic. The dynamics between us had shifted, and his mother's influence had eroded the love and connection we once shared. Despite the emotional turmoil, I felt a sense of liberation. I had taken a bold step, and it was a reminder that I had control over my own life. I wasn't just a passive participant. I was the architect of my own destiny. It was time to focus on what truly mattered, and that was my own happiness and well-being. I also decided to explore new opportunities and rekindle some of the interests I had put on hold during my marriage. It was a chance to rediscover myself and embrace the things that brought me joy. I started taking classes, reconnecting with friends, and even considering a change in my career. Life had its ups and downs, and there were moments when I missed the companionship I once had with Alex. But I knew deep down that our relationship had become toxic and unsustainable. The divorce proceedings continued, and the legal battles were arduous, but I remained steadfast in my determination. Eventually, the divorce was finalized and the legal dispute settled. I received a fair share of the property, and Alex and his mother had to find their own path. It was a relief to close that chapter of my life and move forward. In the aftermath of the divorce, I found myself stronger and more self-assured. I had rekindled old friendships and made new ones. The support from my family and friends had been unwavering, and I couldn't be more thankful for their presence in my life. As I began to rebuild, I also discovered new love and companionship. I met someone who shared my values and respected my boundaries. It was a refreshing change, and I felt like I was starting anew. Life had taught me valuable lessons about the importance of setting boundaries and maintaining a healthy balance in relationships. While family is significant, it should never come at the cost of one's individuality and happiness. I had learned that the strength of a relationship lies in the ability to grow together while maintaining one's own identity. As my life moved forward, I found myself immersed in a world of self-discovery and personal growth. The journey was liberating, and I realized that every challenge I had faced had prepared me for the person I was becoming. I dedicated time to rekindle my old passions, and I even explored new interests that had always intrigued me. The opportunity to learn and grow as an individual was a precious gift, and I was determined to make the most of it. One of the things that had always been a source of joy for me was travel, so I decided to embark on an adventure, visiting places I had only dreamed of. Exploring new cultures, trying different cuisines, and meeting people from all walks of life broadened my horizons and enriched my soul. During my travels, I encountered stories of resilience and strength, which resonated deeply with my own journey. I met people who had faced adversity and come out stronger on the other side. Their stories served as a reminder that no matter how challenging life could be, it was possible to overcome and thrive. Reconnecting with friends and making new ones became a cornerstone of my social life. The support and camaraderie I found in these relationships were invaluable. We laughed, shared stories, and created new memories that added color to my life. In the midst of this personal renaissance, I met someone who not only shared my values but also understood the depth of my experiences. Our connection was built on mutual respect, trust, and a shared vision for the future. Love found its way into my life once more, and it was a love that celebrated individuality and partnership in equal measure. As I reflected on my past, I realized that my experience with Alex had been a pivotal moment in my life. It had led me to a profound understanding of the importance of boundaries, respect, and the power of self-assertion. My journey had been a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the capacity to rise from adversity. In the years that followed, I pursued a new career path that aligned with my passions and allowed me to make a meaningful impact. It was a fulfilling journey that reminded me of the power of determination and the rewards of following one's heart. My relationship with my family remained strong, and the bond we shared continued to be a source of strength and support. They had stood by me during my darkest hours, and I was grateful for the unwavering love they had given me. Life had come full circle, and I had emerged from the shadows of a challenging marriage into the light of self-discovery and personal growth. The scars of the past had faded, and I carry with me the lessons and experiences that had shaped me into the person I had become. Life had become a canvas, and I was the artist, ready to paint my own masterpiece. With newfound confidence and an unwavering sense of self, I continued to explore the world and myself, one brushstroke at a time. One of the most enriching aspects of my journey was giving back to the community. I had always believed in the power of compassion and empathy, and I decided to put those beliefs into action. Volunteering for various causes, from supporting underprivileged children to environmental conservation, filled my life with purpose and made me realize the positive impact one person could have on the world. As I immersed myself in volunteer work, I met incredible individuals who shared the same passion for making a difference. Together, we built connections and created positive change in our communities. It was a fulfilling way to contribute to a world that had given me so much. My love for travel persisted, and I continued to explore new destinations, each journey revealing more about the world and myself. Whether it was wandering through ancient cities, hiking in remote wilderness, or simply enjoying the serenity of a quiet beach, every adventure brought me closer to the essence of life and the beauty of the human experience. In my travels, I often encountered stories of resilience, hope, and the indomitable human spirit. These tales served as a constant reminder of the strength that lay within each of us, waiting to be tapped when faced with life's challenges. They inspired me to overcome obstacles, embrace change, and become the best version of myself. While I reveled in my newfound independence, I also discovered the joy of sharing my life with someone who understood the depth of my experiences. My new partner brought a sense of balance and shared dreams into my world. Together, we celebrated each other's individuality while nurturing a loving partnership. As time passed, I realized that my past with Alex had been a crucial chapter in my life, one that had shaped me into a stronger, more resilient person. It had taught me that standing up for oneself, maintaining healthy boundaries, and valuing one's own happiness were essential elements of a thriving relationship. My career had taken a meaningful turn, allowing me to make a positive impact in the lives of others. The satisfaction of pursuing work that resonated with my passions and values was immeasurable. It was a testament to the fact that following one's heart could lead to a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. The connection with my family remained unshakable. They had been my unwavering support system throughout my journey, and our bonds had only grown stronger. Their love and encouragement had been a guiding force, and I treasured every moment spent with them. As I gazed toward the future, I did so with a heart full of gratitude and a sense of endless possibilities. Life had proven to be a remarkable adventure, full of lessons, challenges, and the promise of growth. My story was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the beauty of transformation. With every day that unfolded, I continued to embrace life's unpredictability and to celebrate the journey of self-discovery. Each new chapter held the potential for new adventures, deeper connections, and the ongoing exploration of what it meant to be truly alive.